I'm going to toss it back to Boston to Valeria, who's going to take us on home. Valeria.
Thank you, and thank you so much. Well, I have ended with all of the panels of the day, and we are so happy and excited for like everything that we learned today. Honestly, and thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Joe, for this amazing panel. We truly learned a lot, and the panel before as well, the tip of the spear. So right now, I will pass it on to Professor Chair Brent Smith of the Marketing Department, that he will give some closing words about the event of today.
Right, good day. Thank you so much, Valeria, and hello, everyone. So I'll just have just brief remarks. It's been a delight to watch the entirety of this conference. I want to give a shout out to the student organizers who really brought this together. This is very much their brainchild. I also want to shout out Kristen Kawalk, who finished our program last year. I'd also like to acknowledge that this is the 5th day of Black History Month. And I really do believe that many of our respective ancestors, however we identify, however we trace our heritage, would be really pleased to see that so many of us are having these kinds of conversations in 2022. That said, as we have spoken about enfranchisement, I would also encourage us to remember something said by one of the speakers earlier, that there's always another level. There will always be someone who needs a seat at the table. And as each of the speakers has shared with us their own story of getting a seat at the table or making their way to the table, let us remember a few things. We are likely going to succeed in part as a function of the people we know and the people who know us. I want to encourage the students who put this program together and everyone who has seen it and everyone who will see the future recording. We are what we are because of what we really believe we should do and be together. So sometimes, as we know from our speakers, we need to stay near the hoop. We need to be ever attentive to where the action is and where the emerging action is coming. We also need to make sure that as we make a way for ourselves, we need to make a way for others. As we're looking for bridges, when we find success, we might have to reflect and think about how we can be the bridge for someone else. As we try to find opportunities, we might need to become the opportunity that someone else needs to get into those rooms, to get into those tables. It's also the case that as we look at this BCE conference, I know Wes and myself and many others are very much aware that the BCE students are building community as we speak. So keep that in mind, you students who are coming through this program as you graduate, those who have finished, those who are matriculating, you are right now building and cultivating your own community. So you will be likely some of the very best resources you will ever have in your lives, both personally and professionally. So as you think about who moved my cheese and how to dance with elephants, right, as our earlier speakers have noted, let's just keep in mind a few things that you have to plan. You probably need to be prepared to pivot because some technology will likely unseat your standards and expectations. You also need to participate. You need to partner just to make sure that something happens in a meaningful way, in a good way for yourself and for others and for your community. So that said, just in conclusion, again, I'm very proud of you students who put this together. You have yet done it again. It's so important to take initiative, especially for those things you believe in. Beyond initiative, continuity is important. So I know those who are going to be with us next year are going to keep a good thing going. All right, so thank you so much. And I will now pass it back to our very own, that is proudly our very own Professor Wes Jackson, Director of the Business of Creative Enterprises program.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. Always, as he did last year with the wonderful benediction, to put the perfect ending on what we did here today. So I'm going to bring on one last person. I know it's been a long day, and thank you for everybody who's been hanging in there with us here in LA and been tuning in. This is really great, but I just want to echo what Dr. Smith said. We're really proud of the students for really putting this on the back and carrying it through. Thank you to Paul and the whole crew who's been here, all day making this happen. It's really a great thing to see. But please allow me to welcome Assistant Academic Dean of Emerson, Los Angeles. I apologize. But really, one of the main reasons why we wanted to come and bring this BC energy out here to LA is to connect with the wonderful things that are going on in this building. And this brother here is responsible for a lot of the academic things and the curriculum development that are helping us produce such wonderful scholars and executives. Please welcome Dr. Mikhail Gershovich.
Thank you, everyone, for a wonderful welcome. I will be brief. We've been here all day. So really, I want to just extend a number of thanks to various key folks. Before I do that, though, I want to harken back to something that Michael Traylor said. I think he said this sort of in passing, but he said there's a difference between a dream and a plan. And I always like to say that ELA is unique in higher education, and I certainly know that BCE is unique in higher education. And what we've been doing together over the last several years is trying to marshal these dreams into plans of our students, and dreams that were once deferred, that no longer are, so, or at least appear not to be. So with that, I would like to thank Wes Jackson for his leadership, and Sanjay Pothan, Dean Raul Rice from the School of Comm at Emerson, and Paul Pegger, without whom this would not have been possible. Again, I want to shout out the students, Karthik Ramaswamy, Valerio Kondo, Chloe Williams, Jessica, Jessica Saavedra, Nissim Hershkovitz, and Eugenia Camacho. And at ELA, my big thanks go to all the folks who worked on this event, including Madla Daly, Oscar Makia, Rudy Shields, and on behalf of myself and Allison Sampson and our CEO, Tim Chang, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mikhail, and for these closing remarks. And also thank you, Brent, for these closing remarks. On behalf of the student team that is all here, I wanna express our thank you to Wes, of course, Sanjay, Paul, all the student team, Emerson Productions team, the ELA team, like Tim, Allison, Mikhail, Manla, everyone. And honestly, everyone that made this happen, the speakers, the moderators, I can do a huge list and not end today, but really we are very thankful that you made this possible. And on behalf of the student team, I also want to give some closure that for us was very important and a big takeaway that we had. That is something that Wes said during the conference, that is exclusion, it's not profitable. So this conference was really important, not to only learn about how to get a seat at the table, but also us as future leaders, how can we give a seat at the table when we are in hopefully these big positions out there. So we are compromised today to continue the legacy that we started. And right now I will pass it on to Wes to give the closing remarks. But I want to show here all of us, the six of us that put this together. So Karthik, Chloe, Jess, Nissim, and Eugenia, and myself, the student team that really lead this. And then Wes, you to close the whole event. Thank you so much.
So last thing we're going to say is just a promo. We're going to return. Sorry, Paul, we're going to have to go and do this all again back in Boston. But just as a reminder to everybody, this was supposed to be the second day, might be the first day because the snowstorm sort of washed us out last week. We're going to be bringing this energy back to Boston. We have another lineup of outstanding speakers, from Christina Norman to Lori Bula, April Walker, fashion icon. We're going to continue to kind of pull at this ball of yarn and figure out how to continue to make the world a better place, not to be too much of a cliche. But please join us there. The links, you will get emails. Everybody who registered today will get an email to come and check us out in Boston as we do it again. And we hope, as Brent said, you continue on this legacy. I really am charged that this is going to be, as we continue to develop this, an event that's going to give a platform to so many and push new ideas and new thoughts in there as we continue to reshape this world. So everyone, get home safe, get away from the screens for a little bit, enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you next week. Appreciate you. Peace.